Have you ever gotten to the end of the month, looked at your bank account, and just thought, where did it all go? You had a plan, you had a budget, but somehow the spending just happened. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone.
It's one of the biggest paradoxes of modern life, isn't it? We know we should save, we know we should be careful, but in the moment, that add to cart button just feels so right. So why is that impulse to spend so incredibly powerful?
Okay, this is the core idea that pretty much changes everything. For so long, we've been told that overspending is just a failure of willpower, that we're just not disciplined enough. But what if that's completely wrong? What if it's less about being bad with money and more about understanding how your brain is literally wired to spend?
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to decode the psychology behind why our brains love to spend. Then, we'll put on our detective hats and spot the everyday traps that are designed to make us part with our cash. And finally, the best part? We'll build a toolkit of simple, practical ways you can fight back.
All right, let's dive into part 1. Why your brain is practically designed to overspend. And spoiler alert, this has very little to do with logic and everything to do with some really powerful, deep-seated emotional triggers.
Let's start with the main character in this story, a little chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard of it. See, every time you buy something, your brain gets a nice little hit of this feel-good chemical. But here's the crazy part. Neuroscientists have found that the dopamine spike is often even higher in the anticipation of getting something than from actually having it. It's the thrill of the hunt, and your brain, being a super fast learner, quickly connects the dots.
It all starts with a trigger. You're feeling a little down, maybe stressed out from work, or you're just plain bored on a random Tuesday night. Your brain picks up on this negative feeling,
And then immediately starts scrambling for a quick fix, something to make you feel better. And it remembers, hey, remember that little jolt of excitement we got last time we were browsing online?
And boom, you click buy now, the package is on its way, and you get that temporary hit of relief. The cycle is complete. The problem is, the more you do this, the stronger that connection in your brain becomes. Feeling bad starts to automatically equal buying something to feel good.
Now, this whole internal loop doesn't just happen in a vacuum. Oh no, it gets supercharged by the world around us. We are wired to compare ourselves to others. You're scrolling social media, you see influencers on these amazing trips, a friend with the latest phone, and while your logical brain might know it's just a highlight reel, your subconscious brain is whispering, I need that to fit in. I need that to be happy. It creates this constant, quiet pressure to spend just to keep up.
and you better believe retailers know exactly how to exploit this. All of these things, flash sales, those only 2 left in stock labels, the countdown timers, they aren't random. They are scientifically designed tools to create urgency and a fear of missing out, FOMO. They're built to bypass your rational brain and speak directly to that emotional, impulsive part that just wants the dopamine hit and wants it now.
And that really gets to the heart of it. Companies spend millions, maybe billions, studying behavioral psychology. The layout of the website, the colors they use, the pricing strategies, it's all engineered to guide you toward making a purchase. We think we're just shopping, but really, we're navigating a system designed for us to spend.
Okay, so we've got the theory down. But how does this all play out in the real world? Where do these psychological traps actually show up day to day?
Let's look at some of the most common ones. Ever notice you do a lot more online shopping late at night? Well, that's because our willpower is at its absolute lowest at the end of the day. Or how about scrolling through Instagram and suddenly feeling like you need a whole new wardrobe? That is social comparison turning a passive activity into a shopping trip. And don't even get me started on food delivery apps. They are masters at turning our boredom or stress into a $30 burger.
I really want to pause on this one, because it's a trap nearly everyone falls for, the sale. When you see something is 50% off, your brain doesn't focus on the money you're spending. It focuses on the deal as a win. You feel smart, like you've outsmarted the system. But think about it. You haven't saved $50. You've just spent $50 you probably had no intention of spending in the first place.
Okay, so we understand the psychology, and we can now see the traps laid out all around us. It might feel a little daunting, I get it. But the good news is, once you know how the game is played, you can start to outsmart it. So let's build your toolkit.
The first and maybe the most powerful tool in your new kit is this number, 24. This is the 24-hour rule. It is so simple. The next time you feel that powerful urge to buy something non-essential, just wait 24 hours. That dopamine craving, that I need it now feeling is intense, but it's also really short-lived. By waiting just one day, you let the emotional fog lift and your logical brain comes back online. I promise you, most of the time, you'll realize you don't even want it anymore.
Strategy number 2 is all about creating friction. See, marketers want the path to buying something to be completely seamless. One-click checkout, saved credit cards, you name it. Your job is to do the opposite. Make it just a little bit harder. Delete the shopping apps from your phone. Unsubscribe from those endless promotional emails. And this is a big one. Remove your saved credit card info from websites. Just having to get up and find your wallet is often enough of a pause to break that impulse.
This next one is about becoming a detective of your own emotions. The next time you get that urge to spend, just stop for a second. Take a breath and ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? Am I just bored? Am I stressed about work? Am I feeling a little insecure? Just by naming the emotion, you create a little space between the feeling and the action of spending. And in that tiny gap, you get your power back.
Here's a more advanced version of the 24-hour rule, kind of like the next level up. Instead of just waiting, when you want something, add it to a dedicated wish list. It could be a note on your phone, a document, whatever. Then, set a reminder on your calendar to look at that list in 2 weeks, maybe even a month. This forces you to separate the emotional wanting from the logical buying. You will be shocked at how many things on that list seem completely ridiculous a few weeks later.
Okay, 2 more quick-fire strategies for you. First, try using cash for your non-essential spending, things like coffee, lunch out, that kind of stuff. Physically handing over money registers as a loss in your brain in a way that just tapping a plastic card never will. It makes the spending feel more real. And second, don't be a total tyrant. Budget a small, specific amount for guilt-free fun money every month. That way you don't feel deprived, which can actually lead to a massive spending binge.
So when you put all of these strategies together, the real goal is to make this shift. It's about moving away from that reactive, emotional spending and moving toward conscious, intentional spending, where every dollar you spend is a choice that actually aligns with your real goals and values.
And so we come full circle, right back to where we started. If you remember one thing, let it be this. You are not fighting a character flaw. You're not bad with money. You are simply learning how to work with the unique and, frankly, kind of quirky wiring of your own brain. This isn't about restriction or telling yourself no all the time. It's about empowerment. Knowing how these systems work is your ultimate superpower. You can see the triggers coming, you can understand the urges when you feel them, and you can consciously choose a different path.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Now you know the psychology. You have the toolkit. What's your first move? What's the one small change you're going to make today to start taking back control?